Through a series of bad decisions, I found myself in an immediate state of debt of $10,500 that needed to be paid right away, which I didn't have. At that time, $10,500 was a substantial amount of money. However, the more substantial side to it was who I owed and the type of person that I owed. And quite literally, there was a gun held to my head saying that I needed to pay this now. I was blessed with a family member that was able to pay it right then to, well, save my life. But then I owed that family member. And that obviously wasn't, a do or die situation, but I knew that I needed to pay this back. And I don't want to live with this reminder of how I was living my life. I want to start fresh with a clean slate. In that moment, I knew that this was a decision that I needed to make, and that's to turn my life around, like a complete 180 degrees. And that's when I decided that I'm leaning back into God. I did go back to church. I cut out people that I shouldn't be hanging out with. Started living my life in the way that I'm called to live, and I leaned really heavy into real estate, into a career. And when money would come through from some of these deals, I would take a tenth of what that deal was, put it in another separate account for tithing for the church, and then I would use the proceeds from that to pay towards the debt. So I ended up paying that debt back in pretty much like no time. I was definitely blessed in that way, which was the first blessing. But the craziest part is that I was blessed with an online lead. So someone was looking at my website online, came through, was looking at some homes, ended up just calling them, showing them just a few homes. They came out, they said, I'll buy this house cash, $10.5 million house. I was blown away. Ended up closing, biggest sale I've ever done. And I thought about it for a moment and I said, wait a minute. I was $10,500 in debt. And through a series of godly choices and trusting in the Lord, I'm now blessed with a $10.5 million sale. And I just got chills through my body. I still get chills about it. So yeah, to the individual who's sitting in their chair right now, or they're listening to a recording, whatever it may be, if you're watching this and you are in that spot to where you can relate to what I am saying, to what any of us are saying about being in debt, it's a crippling feeling. But what's freeing is leaning into the Lord. I promise you that if you just see past the mountain of debt and trust in the Lord, He will move that mountain. Trust God, trust the process, and you tithe. You will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed.